This program is presented by KLJB-TV as an educational informational program for children.
Everyone has an opinion.
Best double play combo.
Best athlete.
The hitter I least like facing.
A passionate point of view supported by a good argument. A person's perspective.
He's one of the guys that I've had the least amount of success against.
Or a strongly held belief.
I don't know how many times he needs to hear it, but the guy's really good.
Just like us, ball players can have different views.
I mean, totally different.
On the same subject.
It's Albert Pujols, David Ortiz, Miguel Cabrera.
So we came up with an idea.
So y'all like gonna take a poll and see who won it?
Welcome to the MLB Player Poll, presented by Pepsi.
That's cool right there.
We all have our favorites. Favorite restaurant, vacation spot, TV show. We even have our favorite pillow. And baseball players are no different. Hi, everyone. My name is Greg Amsinger, and in this episode of MLB Player Poll, we ask players throughout the game to tell us their favorite ballpark to hit in. There's any number of reasons as to why some hitters excel in certain parks. It could be dimensions, the batter's eye, a particular and consistent jet stream, or a combination of all these elements. We begin, as you might expect, with a ballpark located at the highest altitude, a mile high.
My favorite park to hit in, I have to say Coors Field.
He crushes one to left center field, and Clint Barmas comes back to Coors Field and rips one.
I spent most of my career in Colorado, and looking at the numbers, I think it's safe to say that's where I've hit the best.
There are players throughout the league who share Clint's view, and there's plenty of empirical evidence as to why they do.
Great scenery. Backdrop is amazing. When you're at home plate and you look out to the horizon, it's unbelievable. Looks like somebody just painted it.
I think you're comfortable visually there seeing the ball. You also know that if you square a ball up, you'll be rewarded.
And it is going to get on out of here.
Coors is well documented how well the ball travels there.
The ball travels there so well. It feels like you can miss-hit home runs all the time. The ball just flies out.
You just never have enough runs at Coors Field.
It plays a little bit smaller than the dimensions, obviously, because of the light air.
Coors is more than 5,000 feet above sea level, hence the light and buoyant air.
For every 1,000 feet of high altitude, you could add to a fly ball 7 feet.
And its fair territory is among the most vast. Plenty of space to hit them where they aim.
The outfield's so big that outfielders play deeper than normal, and then you get a lot of those hits that fall in front.
Big, spacious outfield. You feel really confident when you step up there. You see a lot of grass out there where you can hit the ball.
Those are the kind of base hits in this stadium that really up your average.
Thin air, big outfield, nice backdrop. You can see why 6% of the voters chose Coors over the rest.
Certain ballparks, and you're just more comfortable in them as a hitter, and Denver's one of those places.
Oriole Park at Camden Yards is now 20 years old, and players still love to hit there, in part because it's so darn nice.
It's one of those ballparks to me that really stands the test of time. It was kind of the first one that was built in the new wave of ballparks, and to me, I think it's held up better than any of them.
I think the architects did a great job of creating a baseball environment with the use of the warehouse, and it just created a great venue.
One that's been quite friendly to the long ball.
It is a nice feel, and it's not that big, you know, a little easy to hit home runs in.
It's been a terrific home run hitters park since it opened in 1992.
Yeah, you try and put the ball in the air, and the ball flies. You know, you just put good wood on it.
I think that's going to leave the ballpark. I'm not sure. And goodbye, home run.
You know, the dimensions are pretty standard, 330 down the lines, 370 in the gap, but you can drive the ball out to all parts of the field, and you have a better chance to go out.
Goodbye, home run. Baseball history. A 4-homer ball game. Josh Hamilton.
It's no surprise that baseball's first retro ballpark is also one of the players' favorite to hit it.
It's just got a great feel to it, just a great place to play.
MLB Player Poll is brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, and by SiriusXM, the official satellite radio provider of MLB.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Sorry I yelled at you all these years.
CC, glad you made it.
Good shot. Oh, what is this place?
Iowa, only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that.
Learn more about the Pepsi Max Field of Dreams at MLB.com/Pepsi Max.
Thanks for the ticket, man.
Thanks to my State Farm agent for saving me $480.
No sweat. Hey, look, we're on fan cam.
Y'all ready for this? Having the extra cash sure helps.
And I can save even more by combining your auto and renter's policies.
Cool. But what if we bought a house?
Auto and home? We have even bigger savings for that.
Wow, sounds good.
More savings any way you shake it.
Want to split some nachos?
Sure.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
You get in the zone long before the race. Get your head right and focus. On race day, you don't leave anything to chance. Get set every morning with Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Its microcomb guides hair for its thinner blades to cut close. Great starts begin with Gillette Fusion Pro Glide.
How can you just stand there?
What do you mean?
Your grass, man. It's famished. Now, just 2 springtime feedings with Scott's Tough Builder lawn food help strengthen and protect your lawn from future problems.
Thanks, Scott.
Feed your lawn. Feed it. Hello, fans. Right now, if you become fans of Scott's by liking us on Facebook, you can enter to win tickets to this year's MLB All-Star Game and World Series. For a big league lawn, feed it with Scott's. Feed it.
Fox Monday, an all-new Hell's Kitchen es grande.
It's our first ever Mexican night.
And when the pressure gets muy caliente.
I got it. Move.
Viva la revolucion in the kitchen.
Are you tired?
No, Chef, I'm not.
I'm tired of you.
Adios, amigo.
So whatever.
Hell's Kitchen, all new. Viewer discretion advised. Monday and Tuesday on Fox.
We now return to MLB Player Poll. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the show, where in this episode, we ask players to vote on their favorite ballpark to hit in. Beyond the tangible hallmarks of a ballpark, from thin air to a short porch, there's something about playing before 40,000 screaming fans that can fuel the adrenaline of players on either team. This is definitely in play for the next ballpark chosen as a favorite to hit in, because its fans are loud, and it's been sold out for more than 230 regular season games in a row.
Every game sold out since July 2009.
There's a vibe players sense when they come to South Philly, and they feed off it.
Citizens Bank Park. Right when we went there, I told them, I said, everything goes back to center field.
Now, that was at the top of my list. I hit a home run every time I go there.
Crawford hits one in the air to right. At the wall, it's gone.
I think Philly, it's the dimensions. I think it's a very comfortable park that way.
Hands up, hands up, hands up.
334 down the line, and the wall does not circle around it. If you can hit a ball straight away, either to left or right in this ballpark, it is home run time.
Hanley, left field, the wall, it's gone.
You may get some balls that run out of real estate there that might not do that at other parks.
It's a fun place to play, bro.
Our 4th-rated ballpark was often called a bandbox when it first opened, but that reputation has been challenged a bit since the Phillies engaged in a successful arms race.
Maybe one of the best hitters ballparks in baseball, but it changes things a bit when you have Halladay, Hamels, Cliff Lee.
I mean, it would be smart to bring in some guys who can pitch really well, because it's not that hard to hit home runs in that stadium.
Oh, God! Forget about that one!
Unbelievable.
Texas, I like playing in Texas, definitely.
Maybe Arlington Park in Texas. I'm a big fan of Texas.
You guys are polling all hitters, obviously, because the pitchers hate these places.
In this ballpark, most hitters hit better here than they do anywhere else.
Just look at 2011, when Rangers Ballpark in Arlington witnessed the most runs and home runs in the majors.
That one's gone.
It also featured the game's highest slugging percentage.
I don't know if it's because the air is thin or, the heat or the wind, but for some reason, to right center, the ball just absolutely flies there.
It just always feels like there's a steady flow to right center field of wind.
Montero lifts that one, carrying well in the jet stream, and it is gone.
If the ball is hit at the right altitude, it'll actually get a helping hand in that direction.
Well, it's kind of enclosed. It's like almost like a little circle. So I think the wind comes in and from center, hit off the press box, and went out to right.
Of the players we polled, 11% said the Rangers' home was their favorite park to hit in. During last year's World Series, Albert Pujols voted with his bat.
I know a lot of people say, well, Texas is a hitter's park. Does it help with the ball carries a little bit? Of course. You still have to put a good swing. You still have to hit the ball.
That ball is absolutely murdered.
Albert Pujols has hit his 3rd home run of the game.
In just a bit, we'll reveal the 2 ballparks the most players we polled said they best like to hit in. And we'll pay our weekly visit to the MLB Fan Cave in New York City to see what kind of baseball stuff they've been dwelling on. But first, when batters find their comfort zone in a ballpark, they can't wait to get in the box. Take the Twins' Joe Mauer and Justin Morneau, for example. They're hitting .388 combined in just over 100 at-bats at the new Yankee Stadium. So you can bet these guys are just chomping at the bit to get to the park. But how do players get there? What exactly is their favorite way to commute to work? We've got the answers in our State Farm Better State ballot.
Favorite way to get to the ballpark?
What do you mean, like transportation?
There's not a whole lot of ways to go.
Ballpark, please.
Okay, sir.
Straight down, Eunice, do your magic.
My favorite thing is, it might sound crazy, but taking a cab ride. Anybody that comes to New York definitely has to get in a cab, and talk about a $10 cab ride can definitely blow your mind away.
I grew up on public transportation, so I don't have a problem with it. So if I play in New York or Chicago, I don't mind popping on a subway.
I enjoy walking, but that's not an option in most cities.
See, it's another thing. Get lost in cities, you don't know where you are.
No, walking did not score very high among players who love to get behind the wheel. For them, driving is a pregame ritual and one of the perks of being home.
Let go.
So this is a daily routine?
Every single day, Monday through Saturday.
It's a combo of either listening to some music or on the phone catching up with some family back home.
How often do you see him?
I saw him last weekend. We went to Mississippi to see some family. That always helps out. You get to leave, get to drive to the park, listen to your own music. You know, I don't have to wait for the bus or take a taxi, so that's always good. Gets me locked in and gets my mind wrapped around the fact that, you know, you're going to the park for your job. So. Jerry, what's going on?
How you doing, Dexter? Doing all right?
MLB Player Poll is sponsored by State Farm. Get a quote at 1-800-STATE-FARM or statefarm.com. And by Scotts, the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's a new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
This is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
There are some baseball moments you just never forget.
We have a big 3-2 pitch coming here. Swings and a fly ball to deep right field. This is going to be a home run.
Chevrolet is proud to be the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and equally proud to be building the next generation of memories. From backyards to the big leagues, Chevy runs deep.
Your best when you can relax and be yourself. And at thousands of newly refreshed Holiday Inn hotels, you always can. Holiday Inn. Stay you. And now stay rewarded with vacation pay. Stay 2 weekend nights and get a $75 prepaid card.
3, 2, 1.
It's hard to call it radio when it's this out of the box.
Listen to that. Man, you know just what to say.
You might be a redneck.
Get her down. Fox News alert on several dramatic new developments.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a delightful audience. Let's go to Margaritaville. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
This is satellite radio. Welcome to Sirius XM.
Get live look-ins and highlights of every game on the show that brings it all into focus.
This season, don't miss a moment.
Watch MLB Tonight. For schedule and channel number, go to MLBnetwork.com.
I'm a Major League Baseball All-Star.
I worked hard for my team, for my league.
I play for the American League.
I play for the National League.
I will win.
The MLB All-Star Game on Fox.
It's do or die.
You better bring it.
Fox Wednesday Dance hits Vegas as 200 hopefuls fight for a spot in the top 20.
I'm dying. I'm going home.
Don't miss the most dramatic Vegas week yet.
It's not moving.
So you think you can dance? All new Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
This week's player poll, what is your favorite ballpark to hit in? Continues.
Welcome to Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona.
Got to be Arizona.
I love hitting in Arizona.
Oh, Arizona ball just carries there.
That one is drilled to left field. That might actually get out of here. Wow.
Chase Field has a reputation for being a hitter-friendly ballpark.
And a well-deserved one at that. For from 2009 through 11, Chase has been second in the National League in runs scored, total bases, batting average, and slugging percentage.
Playing here, the ball really has a tendency to fly.
Even if you miss hit some balls, I think they get out because the ball carries so long.
It's consistent weather conditions, either with the dome or, the weather there. You know what you're going to get.
It's always a perfect day, either outside or inside here at Chase Field.
It's a great park to hit in.
Slapped into left center, base hit.
Got big gaps, being able to put the ball in play there pretty well.
Into second base, head first goes D. Gordon.
The ground's so hard, you get a lot of balls to get through that the grass eats up at other ballparks.
And it's a line shot into left center field.
Casey McGee just keeps on hitting.
There are a number of reasons why 12% of the players voted Chase Field as their favorite place to hit, but they kept coming back to one.
Great background, great backdrop.
With the black backdrop, you can see the ball so crystal clear.
The hitter's eye at Chase Field has got to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the league. As a hitter, you're very appreciative of that.
Players talk about it all the time, how good that batter's eye is, because there's no real advertising signs or anything that cause you any problems to not be able to see the ball.
I like playing in the stadium. See the ball well, huh? Yeah.
You see the ball great here. There's no question about that.
It's a really good place to hit. You feel really confident when you step in the batter's box.
It is gone, a home run.
He loves to hit here in this ballpark.
Not too hot, not too cold. Chase Field is just right. That's in part because its 9 million pound steel roof can open or close in just 4.5 minutes to block out or welcome in the desert air at game time. And it does so to its own music, which is composed to the exact time needed to move it. Now, that's pretty cool stuff. Now, since most of you watching this show are not major league hitters, we asked you to pretend for the moment that you were. And if so, what park would you best like to hit in? For the results of our social media poll, we zero in on the MLB Fan Cave in New York City and some devoted fans who have been watching every single game this year. We got Ricky Mast, who loves the Braves. There he is. Gordon Mack on the right, who is still a fan of the Philadelphia Phillies. Ricky, I want to start with you. Catch us up to speed on what's been going on at the MLB Fan Cave this week.
We've been having a lot of fun at the cave this year, and it's always great to see you each week and talk about it. The other day I had some time in between games, and I decided to come up with a little something to show you how much we appreciate you.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm tuning in to watch my favorite baseball show, hosted by Greg Amsinger. It's called Player Poll. With his sport jacket, blue jeans, and his man pretty hair, Greg asks a weekly question, and it's on the air when I tune in my TV to watch MLB Player Poll.
I'm emotional. That was just the most incredible performance in my time here. That was terrific. Guys, as you know, we're here to talk baseball. So let's look at the games of the week. We'll start on Fox. The Cincinnati Reds take on the Mets. The O's and Braves go head-to-head. Then on MLB Network, the Giants and Mariners. It's time now for our poll pop quiz. And since the size of a park can play a role in how hitter-friendly it is, I was going to ask you to name the biggest park in the United States, but then it dawned on me that you might say Death Valley National Park at more than 3 million acres. Our quiz this week is as follows. In the 3 years from 2009 through 2011, which major league park saw the fewest runs scored? Gordon, give it a shot.
I would have to say Giants Stadium. Matt Cain, Lincecum, they don't give up runs.
And that's a perfect game.
The correct answer is Petco Park in San Diego.
The dogs.
Where just 1,725 runs were scored over that 3-year stretch. All right, since neither one of you got it right, Gordon, I want to let you start here. If you were a player, which ballpark would you most like to hit in?
The best park really is where you're standing right now at Studio 42. I want to play some whip-a-ball with you.
Ricky, what about you?
New Yankee Stadium, it turns out you can stand on home plate and flick a wiffle ball off of your hand and it lands in the upper deck in right field.
See ya! Into the upper deck.
The short porch. I get you. Let's reveal the results of our social media poll. At number 3, we have a tie between Wrigley Field and Coors Field. At number 2, Fenway. What I find interesting, Wrigley Field and Fenway, they didn't appear on the players poll. Is that because maybe Wrigley and Fenway isn't as great of a hitter's park as fans tend to believe it is?
I mean, I feel like both Fenway and Wrigley, the aura of just being there, both around 100 years old, and I feel like fans just kind of want to be there and hit. It's not about it being an easy place to hit, it's about being a cool place to hit.
Ricky, Gordon, at the Fan Cave, you guys were awesome. Good stuff. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, well, it's almost time for us to reveal the one park the most players we polled said is their favorite to hit in, and it's coming up after the break.
MLB Player Poll is brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Sorry I yelled at you all these years.
Cece, glad you made it.
Good shot.
Oh, what is this place?
Iowa, only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that. Learn more about the Pepsi Max Field of Dreams at MLB.com/Pepsi Max.
Thanks for the ticket, man.
Thanks to my State Farm agent for saving me $480.
No sweat. Hey, look, we're on fan cam.
Y'all ready for this? Having the extra cash sure helps.
And I can save even more by combining your auto and renter's policies.
Cool. But what if we bought a house?
Auto and home? We have even bigger savings for that.
Wow, sounds good.
More savings any way you shake it.
Want to split some nachos?
Sure.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
If you can hold your nachos with one hand, you can be a hero with the other. Taco Bell's new beefy nacho burrito. It's the two-handed nachos you love in a one-handed burrito for only 99 cents.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
This is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Interleague action continues on MLB Network's Tuesday Night Baseball. Carlos Beltran and the world champion Cardinals are Motor City bound to take on Fielder, Cabrera, and the Tigers. Cardinals, Tigers, live on MLB Network's Tuesday Night Baseball. Go to MLBNetwork.com for schedule.
Baseball Night in America is on Fox. It's a battle in prime time as the Red Sox face the Cubs. Tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, only on Fox.
On the next 2.5 Men, Charlie's fallen, and he can't get it up.
Turn your handcuff.
You have very warm hands.
Again?
You have very warm hands.
On 2.5 Men, Monday at 5 on your Fox 18.
Leonard's secretly seeing Raj's sister.
You slept with my sister?
Your sister is a grown woman, and to her, I'm a forbidden piece of white chocolate.
Next Big Bang.
Monday at 6 on Fox 18.
We now return to MLB Player Poll, presented by Pepsi. So what did the players we polled say is their favorite ballpark to hit in? Well, looking back, we see that Coors Field came in 6th, followed by Oriole Park at Camden Yards, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and Chase Field, home of the Diamondbacks. That leaves 1, the ballpark chosen by the voters as their favorite to hit in. And because it's the second park in our countdown from the same state, I suppose that makes Texas the player's favorite state to hit in.
You know, I really enjoy hitting in Houston.
That ball is gone, and Dunn is homered back here in Houston.
I'm from there, so, you know, I always have a lot of friends and family in the stands, and you always want to play well in front of them, and it's just a fun place to play.
I like Houston.
High drive to left field, and that's easily a home run for Ramirez.
We always have fun there. It's a good place to hit.
With 14% of the vote, the home of the Houston Astros reigns supreme as our favorite ballpark to hit in. Odds are a number of those picking this park were right-handed batters.
There's a swing. That ball's hit hard left field, back toward the wall, and that one just sneaks over into the Crawford box seat.
Yeah, that's short left field. As a right-handed hitter, you usually have fun there in Houston.
Guy can be a home run hitter here. He hits it in just the right spot.
A foot to the right, and it's an out.
It's got everything I could ask for. It's got a short left field, and then if I happen to get lucky and catch a ball out front, it's got a short right field, so if I hit it well, it's going to go out.
And it is out of here into the second row. The beat goes on for Joey Votto. 20 consecutive games with a hit in this ballpark.
A park that also features a cavernous center field with a 30% incline and a flagpole in play.
The scene goes all the way back to 436, and you got to climb a mountain to get there.
That certainly can cause an outfielder a lot of problems.
It's a newer stadium, and I just like the facilities and good place to play a baseball game.
Astros pitchers must have been ecstatic when Albert Pujols took his bat to the American League this year, because as a visiting player, the three-time MVP made Houston's ballpark a second home. Albert led all visiting players in hits, runs scored, home runs, and total bases. Unfortunately, Houston's joy will be short-lived, for next year the Astros not only move to the American League, they rejoin Albert in the American League West. Ouch. Okay, so we've heard from the players. What about you, the fans? Assuming that you, too, were a Major League batter, what ballpark would you choose as your favorite to hit in? Look at that. 19% of the fans would most like to hit at the new Yankee Stadium. Must be a lot of lefties casting votes who love that short porch in right field. Now, there were, of course, other parks that also received votes in both the fan and player polls that were not in our top 6.
It's a ballpark unlike any other. What more could you ask for?
Well, that brings this episode of MLB Player Poll to a close. Before we go, however, we leave you with our exit poll, the topic for our next show, which is, who finishes the game with the dirtiest uniform? This player is no doubt the bane of clubhouse attendance throughout the league. And we also want to hear who you think finishes the game with the dirtiest uniform. So head to @MLB Fan Cave or find us on Facebook to cast your vote, and tune in again next week to see the results. That's all for now. I want to thank Ricky and Gordon from the Fan Cave for joining us this week and playing me a little tune. For MLB Player Poll, my name is Greg Amsinger.
MLB Player Poll has been sponsored by Pepsi, by State Farm, Chevy, Holiday Inn, SiriusXM, Scott's, Gillette, and by Taco Bell.